So today I'm gonna kind of bring you a sort of a different video. I don't usually, I play a lot of tanks, but I don't usually get around to playing any other tanks except, say, like Shen or Garen. So today I'm bringing you my Jarvan play. So I'm playing with my roommates and my roommate's brother. So Garundian on Caitlyn, Squishy on Janna. They're gonna be bottom. Talon as Cannon are mid. Obviously, I'm playing Jarvan, and then our sort of random fifth is Lee Sin, who is going to be jungling against a Cat, an Ashe, an Alistair, a Warwick jungling, and a LeBlanc. I believe they solo topped Cat in this one. Guess while it's loading, I should kind of discuss my build setup with Jarvan. So I try to make him as tanky as possible. He's one of those guys who's got decent base defenses. So reasonably speaking, you don't have to build super tanky on him right away. Now that this is right before the patch that changed the way that gold per 5 items work. Either way, I don't really recommend running too many gold per 5s on Jarvan. You can stack like 2 Philo stones and be pretty effective. But for the most part, you don't want to be stacking too many. Here you see, I'm just kind of stacking up, getting ready to guard our jungler in case they try to jump him. So, let's see. Mastery-wise, I run down, I think it's 9-21-0.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Being sure to spec improved exhaust and, a bunch of the defense things. Generally, with Jarvan, you want to, you kind of want to start with your Q, just because, it provides a decent amount of armor pen and is a good poke skill. Unless, of course, you find that you really want, unless you really want his E because you feel like giving your team attack speed at level 1 is really useful, but I don't really think it's that useful, to be honest. So here you see he starts wolves. I start moving away in a second. Yeah. So the reason I carry Exhaust and Flash, Exhaust is really handy, because obviously it can slow your opponents down, and it's really useful for helping either you escape or, your teammates escaping. And then Flash, just in general, is very, very powerful, particularly with Jarvan. It helps him get inside really well. You see me just last hitting. Started a Magic Resist Cloak and 2 health potions, the reason being that I really wanted to have a little bit of early defenses, because I wasn't really sure who they were going to put up top, but I was pretty sure whoever they put up top was going to do magic damage, because I wouldn't solo top Ashe, particularly against this lineup. There you see me miss a last hit. I miss a few last hits occasionally, but try to pick them up. First blood from our Caitlyn. I remember the Alistair in this game didn't really go tanky enough, and that sort of messed him up really bad. You see me just kind of wave clear. Kind of let the wave reset a little bit, watching for the last hit, just because I let it get a little too far out. There you see me just kind of poke lightly. The one thing I wouldn't recommend with this particular, the way that I'm playing right now is kind of bad, is that you end up in situations where you can get ganked about this stage, because depending on how fast the jungler is, they can come out at about level 4, which means that's really close to about this time, give or take. It's going to be about 4 minutes before they can actually really gank, but that's still it's still enough time that it's going to be a pain in the butt for me to pull away without losing a good bit of experience and a good bit of last hits. You can see me kind of mess up a little bit.
Demacia, now and forever.
Oops, should not have adjusted the camera like that. So here you see our Lee Sin kind of making his way around. He's got red buff. You know, he's picking up wraiths, trying to get around moving. You see me trade a little bit. The one thing about Lee Sin as a jungler is his initiate skills aren't the greatest because of the way that he works. His Q is an okay initiate skill, but the big problem with his Q is the fact that it's meant to really be like a last hit skill because of the amount of damage it does on the back end after you pop it for the secondary effect. There you see me just kind of throw hits on her. There I see the Warwick. So the one thing that's kind of nice about facing a Warwick at level 4,